you gotta know you're doing something right at that point. Now, with Cassiopeia versus Ezreal, it's gonna be a battle of harassment. Can either Ezreal land the Mystic shots? It looks like for Forget-Me-Not starting out with 5% flat cooldown reduction. Also has 7.8 flat magic penetration, health per level. And she actually, oh, that's actually really interesting. She splits, she has AP quintessences. She split, I think there's some extra magic resistance put in there too. Couldn't exactly tell what she was doing with her blues, but as far as masteries are concerned, she did make the common error of putting a point into Dangerous Game, which isn't actually worth anything in 1v1s because you have to kill a champion in order to get benefit out of it, and if you pick up the kill, then you're going to win the game anyway. So, going into Runes and Masteries here for CoCo on Ezreal, still seeing the health per level, with some attack damage there as well, and still picking up that point in Dangerous Game, even though it doesn't work with a point in Spell Weaving as well. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Solo King, a 1v1 tournament brought to you here on Azubu TV, featuring Forget-Me-Not, widely known as the Female Faker, playing for I Am Athena, the best female team in Korea, playing against the second best team, or at least tied for that position, in Champions this season. It's CoCo, mid laner for CJ Entis, on his Ezreal versus her Cassiopeia for game number 2. CoCo up 1 game means that this may be match point for CoCo if he's able to take this home. My name is Rapid, with me is Achilleos, and we're about to get underway.
Yeah, like you were saying, CoCo, if he takes this victory, he moves on to the finals to get out of his, just pool here. But if he wins, he has to go and face his teammate, Space, which means we may get another CJ Entis versus CJ Entis game. We saw how that went with Mad Life in Space. I'm wondering if we get to see CoCo in Space, if it's going to be equally as crazy. But for now, we have this crazy matchup. Forget-Me-Not. Let's see if she can stand her ground and earn her way a little bit closer to possibly claiming the title of the Solo Queen of Korea. You can see fairly standard buys coming out. Ezreal going with the Doran's Blade this time around. Cassiopeia, however, that Crystalline Flask, once that's sustained, throw out all of those noxious poisons and blasts as much as possible. Get all that harass out. So nothing too shocking. Ezreal, though, with Ignite, Exhaust, meanwhile, Forget-Me-Not. Bury your teleport this time around. Doesn't have the flash to try to get that Petrifying Gaze off. It'll be interesting to see how this is going to evolve as we get closer to level 6. In lane, minions are out, and the CS has begun.
Alright, so a great job dodging those Noxious Blasts for CoCo so far. Hasn't been hit by one, and that is going to be an essential part of Cassiopeia's game to stack up her passive to get, up to 100 stacks, which is pretty much all you can expect to have in a reasonable time period in a 1v1. 3 to 4 CS, so fairly even across the board, but already a little bit more damage being done by CoCo, who's going to be playing this matchup very, very aggressively. But oh, with level 2 being hit, already a couple of Twin Fangs to come out.
Yeah, really nice damage just firing back from Forget-Me-Not. She got those poisons onto him, so she's generating those stacks finally. Quick to the punch to get those Twin Fangs out as quickly as possible. When your target's poisoned, it goes down to a 0.5 second cooldown. So you just throw them out as quickly as you possibly can. And it just lays on the harass.
Yeah. Forget-Me-Not, in game number 1, she was very, very well versed at CSing, and I think you're seeing pretty much the exact same situation here versus CoCo. What's almost more important than CSing is being able to kill minions with Twin Fangs, because it not only refunds the cost of casting Twin Fangs, but it also gives you 3% of your missing mana back. So that's there's actually a lot of mana, as I think it's actually total mana. Yeah, so that's a great way to get mana sustain in lane, and once she hits 100 stacks on that, you actually get about 10 to 12 HP, depending on your ability power back every time you kill a minion with it too. So that is it's a great way to stay in lane, get that lane sustain, something that CoCo will be picking up primarily based on just the lifesteal from Doran's Blades.
Yeah, really great sustain coming in as she just gets ever closer to that 100 stack mark. Like you said, the heal will start to come in. I believe it starts around 6 HP, scales up by like something about 10% of her AP. So it's a really nice heal, especially early on in this game. Coupled with that crystalline flask, she will not have to leave the lane for a while. As you can see, she's about 57 stacks so far on that aspect of the Serpent. So a little ways to go. But already doing like a pretty good job.
And actually doing a great job at hitting those noxious, or the noxious blasts, that's what it is, on CoCo. So with a mobile champion like Ezreal is able to stay very far back from the wave. We actually saw a Cassiopeia versus Caitlyn matchup as well, and in that matchup the Cassiopeia was still actually able to hit a fair amount of noxious blasts and get those stacks coming up. But like you said, starting to crest about the 70 mark on those noxious blasts, or on the aspect of the Serpent charges. Should be seeing her hit that 100 stack mark here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too much longer for her to reach that point. As you can see, doing a good job pushing CoCo back to his turret. He's trying to fire back, flash into the Arcane Shift forward. He has the exhaust.
Got the exhaust, the ignite coming down. Couple more auto attacks. The barrier though, Forget Me Not needs one more auto attack. Oh my god, so close.
Yeah, I almost said the flash coming out. I was like, wait, no, he has the Arcane Shift. That's what it was. But wow, really just sudden aggression coming out from CoCo, just trying to get in, but not able to find the kill. That's the back for Forget Me Not. TP coming back in. So that's going to be on cooldown, but very big commitment coming in for CoCo, and now all of his cooldowns completely blown. This is going to give Forget Me Not a good amount of time to get a little bit of a CS advantage. Might not be able to shove into the turret to deny CS in time, but some nice pickups for her. You can see double Doran's Ring coming back, picking up some potions as well. Triple Doran's Blade for CoCo as he re-enters the lane.
Now, like we said, the CS completely even between these two players. It's been kind of a hallmark of this series. Forget Me Not doing a very, very good job keeping that CS up, and using the teleport was actually able to get a 3 to 4 CS lead off of that, just coming back in the lane. But more importantly, now that she's grabbed those double Doran's Blades and a Crystalline Flask, the sustain, the damage, it's all there, and especially now that she has stacked up level 6, have to watch out for the Petrifying Gaze as well. One way to counter that out is to only ever move laterally in your, or horizontally rather, in your lane, so that you're always facing sideways. And specifically now, 100 stacks on that aspect of the Serpent mean there's extra health coming back. Forget Me Not with a lot of sustain here in lane.
Yeah, the True Shot Barrage comes out. Petrifying Gaze does hit, but Forget Me Not takes a Mystic Shot, and the auto attack will be enough to finish her off.
Yeah, when she landed Petrifying Gaze, she actually didn't land Poison after it, so CoCo wasn't actually poisoned when he got stunned. So after landing one Twin Fangs, she couldn't follow up with any more Twin Fangs afterwards. That'll be a 2-0 victory for CoCo. Very, very close up until the very end, but inevitably will be able to take a 2-0 victory over Forget Me Not and advance to take on his teammate Space.